Documentation checklist for processing and underwriting. Documentation needed, we need 2 years tax returns, federal tax returns. We need 2 years of W-2s if you're employed and you're a W-2 employee. If you're self-employed, we need 2 years tax returns, federal, and 2 years business returns as well. We need always a 2-year history when it comes to tax returns for all the typical programs. If we don't need it, we'll let you know ahead of time, but for all intents and purposes, we need 2 years tax returns, federal and business if you're self-employed, and federal and W-2 if you're a W-2 employee. We also need 1 month of pay stubs, prior to the date you sign a contract of sale. Everything will be prior to that date of the signature on the contract of sale. And as we go along in the process, we will need to update these things as well. So after the income, we need assets. We need 2 months bank statements and any statements that are going to be used for the down payment and closing costs. So whether it be bank statements, 401k, an IRA, whatever have you, we're going to need the most updated one. And if it's monthly, we're going to need the last 2 months. If it's semi-annually, obviously we're going to need the last 2 statements that were prepared, or the last one in the cycle. So that's asset statements. Remember, when we ask for bank statements, we need all the pages. So if a bank statement says 7 pages, even if the last page says intentionally left blank, we still need that last page. It's very important because they need to see that that page is blank. So if we have, like I said, 7 pages, we need all 7 pages, regardless of what it states on the bank statements. And once again, we need that 2 months prior to the contract date as well. In addition to that, any large deposits, large deposit meaning basically we could say anything over $500, we need to source and season it. So we need to know exactly where that deposit came from, and then we need to show where that deposit came from. So if you put $1,000 in your account for cash that you've been saving in your pillow, that's not going to be acceptable, and it's got to be excluded. So be careful about any large deposits you put in your bank account. Gifts. If you're getting a gift from someone, just wait to speak to your loan officer. We'll tell you exactly how to put that money in and how to fill out a gift letter from that person. But on a gift, remember, we're also going to need a copy of the person giving you that gift, their bank statement. We're going to need a copy of the deposit slip showing it going into your account. And we're going to need a copy of your bank statement showing that that money is cleared and is in your account. So that's as far as a gift goes. So that's bank statements. In regards to credit report, we'll pull a credit report usually when we do the pre-approval, but if we haven't pulled one already, we'll pull a credit report and we'll do a full analyzation of your credit that's needed. We also need a copy of your driver's license and social security card. It's important that we get a clear copy of your driver's license and social security card that's needed for every file, every loan application. If you don't have a social security card, you can go to Social Security office, apply for one, get a receipt, and bring that to us as well. In lieu of the driver's license, we'll also accept a passport. Those are the only things that we can accept for any traditional loan. A copy of the contract of sale on all purchases. On any purchase, we need a copy of the contract of sale signed by both the buyer and the seller. Once again, your attorney will be able to provide you with that contract. Once it's signed, you sign first as the buyer. Once the seller signs it and sends it back to your attorney, we'll need a copy of that immediately. So that's basically it as far as documentation goes to get your loan started and to get into processing. Once again, just to recap, 2 years tax returns and W-2s. If you're self-employed, we need business tax returns and personal tax returns. We need 2 months asset statements or bank statements, the last 2 months from the contract date, all pages. If you're getting a gift, we're going to need a gift letter. We're going to need to show the account it came out of and the account it's going into. Once again, no large deposits being anything over $500. We need a copy of your driver's license and social security card for identification and Patriot Act purposes. It's very important. And we need a copy of the contract of sale. This is the initial items needed